Hi, welcome to the stream. I'm Morse.
I'm Pigsy.
And we will be going against Miami, Ohio this week. We didn't have such a good run on Tuesday, but hopefully getting that momentum up as we go into sunset, and we will be attacking.
Yeah, we're going to be attacking on 3 different maps. We're going to be attacking on Sunset, Lotus, and Abyss.
Yeah, so hopefully we see maybe some changes to the strategy. Hopefully we'll see if there's any team comp changes. We'll hopefully be able to see more of Aiden's potential this game, since Tuesday was pretty rough. We lost 0-2. But yeah, that'll be really interesting. Abyss is not a map that is played a lot. I'm honestly pretty surprised that we're playing it. The team has not had a lot of practice on it, but we'll get to that in map 2. So
yeah, of course. Hopefully that Aiden can make his comeback, and
yeah.
Hopefully we won't have too much of a blunder on Abyss.
There we go. But yeah, so for Sunset, Aiden will most likely be playing Gecko. Dawson will most likely be playing Breach. Michael is usually on Omen, possibly Clove. Probably not going to happen. Rob's probably going to be playing Cypher, and Spencer on Raze. And we'll see if the comps are the same. Let's see if Miami, Ohio decides to run the same comp, or maybe something different, and maybe why that might be.
Yeah, of course. I'm actually kind of excited to see how Miami, Ohio does it, since I've never seen how they've interacted with us, but I have seen how Central does it.
Yeah. So we did beat an Ohio uni like the second week, so hopefully we can keep that up. We are 2 for 3 right now, so hopefully we keep that up and we make it go better.
And already we're starting on Sunset.
Sunset's just an interesting map. It's definitely attacker-sided, so hopefully we'll be able to see, CMU get a bunch of rounds before we switch to defense, because that can be a lot harder. So hopefully for defense, Spad has some setups. He's able to get the values off the tripwires there. It looks like they are going for that typical setup that they have on Sunset, not really swaying from that. Interestingly enough, it looks like Miami, Ohio is going for a double, maybe even a triple duelist.
Oh yeah. One thing I noticed about Sunset was how narrow everything was. So I'm kind of interested in to see how that works with how narrow all of those alleyways and hallways are.
Yeah, they definitely force fights, and interestingly enough, I'm not seeing a breach here, even though he's very strong on this map. Gecko does have some value on this map, but is there really enough? Is it really more than breach? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Already we're starting.
Seem very confident on where they're going. They're going B.
It looks like Miami, Ohio is already splitting up, finding different ways and covering different bases.
Looks like they do have the read here. They are stacked towards B, so hopefully CMU has the advantage in these gunfights. Hopefully peeking together, playing together. Hopefully we're able to get that pick on the lurk.
Yeah, of course. It looks like one of our players has split it off.
Will be a bloodbath. Jay getting the first blood, but I'm able to get out of there.
Already one of our players is already down, but one of their players is also already down, so it's a good trade.
Comfy able to get one. Unfortunately, catching Spad. Maybe just not paying attention.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. A huge standstill happening right now.
CMU kind of hesitant to keep pushing on B.
I would be hesitant too, considering we're already down 2 players. Wow. Oh.
Thunder Knight able to get 3 and close out the round. They weren't looking there.
Yeah, that seems like a total blunder on their part. But hopefully we'll get them next time.
Yeah, hopefully. So the goal of this round will just be able to get as many players as CMU possibly can, hopefully to just remove the guns from their hands, maybe even turning the round around as long as they get those guns.
Right, of course. And it's unfortunate that they lost that first round, especially now that would the guns be more...
Yeah, they'll have worse guns.
Yeah, that'd be a bit poor.
Yeah, you can see yAime just willing to peek all of them, even with a classic.
Already starting, yAime's already down.
Really good dink from BeefStroganoff.
Getting a few hits off.
Keeping one of their players one shot, but unable to get the pick. Got 2 down really low, but...
Yeah, unfortunately just being mowed down no matter what they try.
Yeah, CMU tried to converge at the end there, but they weren't able to get anything off of it. But they are on a full buy now, so hopefully they win this round.
Yeah, of course. Already reconvening. Looks more like they're grouped up now instead of splitting up. And already off they go. Looking a bit more cautious.
I think Miami, Ohio is being really aggressive down mid, but they have unintentionally given up the site. BeefStroganoff getting the first blood.
Hopefully with that kill, it's a better start to the round than the last 2.
So much info. Spad just being outed.
Yeah, an absolute dogfight occurring. 2 smoke screens down.
Yeah, unfortunately they were just able to pre-aim in there, but
wow,
they are able to keep it clean.
Just mowing down Miami, Ohio.
CMU playing post play here. It's almost impossible for Comfy to do anything. He has to take both of these fights.
Sending out.
Bannable closing out the round. Was a little messy.
Well, yeah, a little messy, but they managed to pull it off.
Ideally, they would have kept a little bit more guns.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that they got 3 of our players down.
Yeah, as you can see, CMU can't fully buy, so
But
that is unfortunate.
looks like we've left the full pistols, and they're already starting to get better weapons.
CMU a little undecisive, looking like a mid push.
Oh yeah, already split up, but making sure that they are aware of where enemies are.
Yeah, they're so patient. They're trying to jump spot. They just don't want to be caught off guard how they did the first round.
Oh yeah, with already 2-1, I would also be extremely cautious.
Miami, Ohio really getting CMU with these cams. Jay getting that 2-piece, absolutely giving CMU the site.
Bannable's down from Comfy, and it's about a 2-on-3 now.
Jay getting all these picks is already online in the 4th round.
Is that the sound of the spike that I hear?
Yeah, so yAime definitely overstayed his welcome there.
Hopefully that they can pull this off, and
Well, just not able to do it. They were playing high-low here there.
very unfortunate. They tried really hard,
Yeah.
and just Miami, Ohio got the best of them.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed that we lost that round because you know, yAime and Jay getting all of those entry picks, and we just weren't able to keep the site, which is something I've noticed a lot with CMU. We have a really hard time with the post plan. When we do finally adapt, it's usually too late.
Right, and already it looks like they're already splitting off, but still keeping somewhat of a smaller groups instead of just one person on the flank.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully their strats can work, as it looks like Miami, Ohio is also splitting up. Trying to stay close to the walls.
Going through mid on a save is definitely a choice. They've done this before. They're trying to explode out.
Already jumping right into the battle. Quite a risky move, but getting Knight down.
yAime almost crippled from that fight, but he's still fighting.
Managing to... Oh, and unfortunately yAime gets down, but Spad recovering and taking Adam down with him.
Yeah, absolutely. He was able to get that gun from the first player they killed.
Beef already going down, and it's a 3-on-3.
Playing so well together here. Spad getting the 4K.
Wow.
Bannable closing out the round. A very good save round.
Very, very nice. And hopefully they can keep that energy going.
Yeah, absolutely. They need that momentum. They need that confidence. They were so confident when they just like exploded out of top of mid, and it almost felt impossible. They were able to get a person down, and then it was essentially the end of the round there because CMU was able to get the better guns and they had a free site.
Yeah, the absolute confidence from Jay was just perfect and was just enough for them to almost spook Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, definitely spooking.
So hopefully they'll reconvene, and already the fight has already started.
Jay probably not going to get much value off of this ult because Miami, Ohio is very confident on the retake. They are willingly giving up the site to CMU.
CMU very grouped up. It looks like there's a huge fight that's about to start happening.
Yeah, Bannable eliminating the flank.
Oh, two already down.
Jay able to break that up.
Wow, just mowing Miami, Ohio down and getting their third win.
I'd really like to see CMU in the lead here because they have been struggling recently, and I feel like they definitely need that morale boost.
Oh yeah, hopefully that they can recover from their blunder from Tuesday night.
This is a really important round because if CMU are able to win this, that forces Ohio into a save, and you know, ideally they win the round after that and they have that snowball. Like, their economy right now is super good.
We have some absolute rich players.
Absolutely.
Already starting. Everyone is pretty sprawled out on the map.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to go for any space they can. A little questionable keeping the spike by itself mid. Looks like Jay's trying to play with patience and control.
Oh yeah. Oh, peeking around the corners, and already it starts like fires going off.
Very disciplined. Looks like Miami Ohio is getting an idea that the other two CMU players were trying to fake for that entry onto A. Or maybe
Yeah.
not. They're a little scattered. CMU keeping them on their toes.
Oh, the spike has been planted. So we'll see if they can
No,
pull it off to disable it.
Wingman killed by the Sova ult.
No one has died yet, which is impressive.
All be determined by the fight on site.
Oh, already?
Jay flicking to the head. Adam's super low.
2-on-3 as
CMU playing together very well here.
yeah, quite uncommon from Central.
They're all very fluid, I feel like.
Hopefully that Central can keep this teamwork up, because I would love to see them get this win.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing Jay's potential right now. He's at top of the leaderboard, and He's honestly doing super well on Gecko. He's already one ult point off, and you saw him use his ult not that long ago. He's getting those kills, he's fragging, getting the spike down. He's responsible for so many things in this execute.
Yeah, of course. Jay's almost like the leader of this whole pack. And hopefully that they continue this, although they are more spread out with some of them going in single-handedly. Jay's already down.
Ohio is on that side, like I said, so they are playing extremely together. You can see them all grouped up mid.
Oh yeah, and then Central on either side of them. Although Spat is taking...
Ohio's about to find out that CMU doesn't have the spike, but how is that going to change things for the round? You can see CMU just scattering to the bomb.
Already. Oh, and Spat has gone down.
Using 2 ults there to try and get the spike.
And hopefully they can pull this off and send Ohio running for the hills.
They're a little suspicious of flank. Not probably confirms it for them.
Yeah, already reconvening.
Yeah, almost an impossible fight. Essentially peaked by 3 people there. CMU had it in the bag.
Of course. And honestly, good for them.
Yeah, CMU 2 ults, even though they just used 2. Honestly, the cycle that they have going on is really working out.
Yeah, of course. Honestly, with even how a bit overkill with how many ults they used, but it won them in the end. It gave them their rewards.
That is the most important thing.
So hopefully they can put this off. Already splitting up once again.
Yeah, they're really liking this default. They really like just playing the map. It puts Miami, Ohio just in such a... They just scatter. They're so unsure.
Which honestly, having Miami, Ohio on their toes is great.
Yeah.
If they can keep it up, then hopefully we can see a win.
I think that if I was Miami, Ohio, I would definitely try and push out into more spaces because they're essentially giving CMU the entire map. You can see right now CMU has mid, they have both mains if they wanted, and just Ohio isn't trying to get any of that space, and their retakes aren't working anymore.
Oh yeah, they are letting Central walk all of them with Beef and Spat and already going down on a 4v2.
Unfortunately, just out-aimed there.
It's just unfortunate. It looks like 2 of our players are just completely surrounded by Miami, Ohio.
They are not expecting anyone to be behind them.
Jay is already down, and that's the round.
Yeah, that round was definitely decided by the 3 kills that Adam got there.
Hopefully they can make it up with this next round.
I noticed that's the exact same place that Thunder Knight was playing on Pistol Round where he got 3.
Right.
He got 3 again.
Yeah, hopefully they don't fall into that bait once again.
Yeah, they did invest Gecko's ult there, which is devastating because once again they weren't able to get any value off of it.
Yeah, it's very much a shame considering how the rounds, 2 rounds before just went so perfectly for Central.
I just don't feel like the Omen ult here, it's such a niche thing. You need to have such a niche reason to use it, whether it be to flank or to pick up the spike, and CMU has never really used it for anything other than picking up the spike when it's out of their hands, so you might as well just say that they don't have any ults for taking the site this round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate how early they popped off their ults, but hopefully they can make it work with a more careful strategy.
Bannable probably should have been peeking there with his teammate or sending that flash off before.
Yeah, just getting a little too cocky with their movements.
Taking too many 1v1s, just giving Miami, Ohio an equal fight when they have the numbers.
Yeah, of course. It looks like 2 of our players are already working as a team and moving together.
They're so good at putting question marks in Ohio's head, but Ohio's just able to recover because CMU really isn't putting up much of a challenge. You can see Jay right there. Didn't send Wingman with the spike.
Yeah, of course. And it looks like Miami, Ohio is going to meet Central right at where they stand.
He's not able to get one, but then traded. Jay is all alone on site, and they know this.
Beef already down, but Jay getting the kill.
And he's just out of time. Or maybe not.
Yeah, unfortunately,
he was able to close out the round.
the clock was punched for him.
You could see how antsy Jay was. He really wanted to get that spike down. He made that first initial mistake by not sending Wingman with the spike, whether it be a misclick or maybe just a misjudgment, but there was just no time for CMU. They weren't able to recover, and they left Jay all alone on B, and that made it so easy for Ohio to stop the plan.
Oh yeah, it feels like when they work together and they win a round, they get a little too cocky and then they revert back to older strategies, which just is not working out for them. And it's unfortunate that it's like Sisyphus.
Yeah, unfortunately, even when they take out 3, somehow the other team is able to recover, and it's just that should not be mathematically possible.
Right. Although working as a collective group, hopefully they can get this together, although the amount of smoke screens they're going through.
Once again, the bomb is not down, and they're just not expecting
Jay
Ohio.
Jay and Sped already down, a 3v2.
It's just impossible for Stroganoff here.
Yeah, unfortunately,
maybe
Bannable
not.
going down. Yeah, can he pull it off?
He needs to be extremely careful about where he peeks next. It's just disadvantage. He's one shot.
Absolutely.
But I like that a lot better from CMU.
Yes, I think them just working as a group and as a collective instead of trying to flank and get behind behind Miami, Ohio, it just works for them.
It works a lot better when they. I feel like it worked the first few times when they worked the map, but I feel like Ohio's like, okay, they're just trying to confuse us, so we're just gonna stay here until something actually happens, and then their strategy just falls apart.
Right. Yeah, Miami, Ohio is done with the silly business and is putting a stop to it immediately.
Yeah, it's just so devastating. This is an attacker-sided map, and CMU only has like 5 rounds.
Right. Already a 3v2. Very unfortunate for Central getting mowed down.
Yeah, Ohio willing to invest that all.
Hopefully our 2 players can rejoin and maybe try and clutch this and get this done and over with.
Ideally, one of the CMU members gets the enemy raise, and then they can go plant B and they have that fair 2v2, but not
unfortunately, Chug's just mowing them down with no mercy.
Switching sides with CMU down.
Yeah, CMU now on the defender's side. Hopefully they will do better. Are they more of a defending team or an attacking team?
They've made some comebacks.
Well, hopefully this is one of their comebacks.
I don't know if I would say their team comp is essentially really good for defending. They just have Spad on that cipher. The rest is just a question mark.
Right. They seem to build their team up on mostly on that attack instead of on a more well-rounded situation.
Yeah, you see that in pro play a lot. If they know they're going to play a certain side, they just choose the team comp that'll be most successful there, and then just try and get whatever they can on the other side.
Right, just wishing for the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Miami, Ohio looks very split up.
Spad doing super good Cypher util there. You could see he took back the tripwire to make sure the shock dart didn't like break it, and then he put it back and he was able to get one off guard because they didn't see anything there.
Spad thinking he saw someone, which he would be correct, although not getting that hit off.
Scared Ohio enough to rotate. They've lost their initiator.
Ohio trying to reconvene and take another approach.
CMU just knowing. CMU very good with the kills with the blinds.
We're now on a 3v3. Although it looks like Miami, Ohio has already planted the spike.
Not much contesting there.
Already, the enemies have been found.
Yeah, they're all peeking together as a collective, and Bannable thankfully able to get one. Stroganoff getting them from behind.
Hopefully.
Chugs is one shot. This is so in his favor.
There we go.
And they were able to close it out.
How tense that was.
They did a super good job, and now that they won that pistol, hopefully we can have that snowball effect because they really need it. I would really like to see CMU in the lead. They really need to get this map, especially because they aren't as well practiced on Abyss, so they need to have this guaranteed map.
Oh, 100%. I'm actually very curious to see how they'll navigate Abyss, to see if they will try old tactics or will try something new and adapt to Abyss as a whole.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different plays that you can do on Abyss, and it'll be interesting to see if Central is willing to do those high-risk, high-reward plays.
Beef turning his back to potential enemies.
Unfortunately, Spad not able to take the tripwire back, and Comfy getting two on the lurk with the Sheriff.
Yeah, Comfy just giving no mercy to Central.
Miami, Ohio knows that. There's probably only 2 or 3 people there, so they decide to go A.
Yeah, Miami already splitting off, but probably going to reconvene at A. It looks like a gunfight is going to be starting soon.
CMU is such at a disadvantage.
The spike has already been planted.
Unfortunately, this is their buy round, and they gave Miami, Ohio those guns. Thunder Knight able to get 3 with the Guardian that CMU bought.
Yeah, unfortunate that they just let him have it. But hopefully they'll get him next round. But with the looks of the guns, possibly not.
I'm really interested. I don't know why CMU was able to give up 2 players in such a short amount of time against essentially a worse gun.
Right, it is just absolutely not the greatest play.
It looks like CMU are going to do the same strategy that Ohio did, going collectively through mid on their save round.
And Miami, Ohio just keeping it as a group, except for their one player.
They know that CMU want to push this, so they're just waiting.
Looks like Comfy trying to go in for a flank behind lines and getting what he got. Although Central is down 3 players.
There's just not much they can do, and Ohio knows where they are.
Just Comfy just taking people out left and right.
Very important to these rounds to Miami, Ohio.
Leveling up their guns, and hopefully that they can make a comeback to this.
Yeah, unfortunately Miami, Ohio's economy flourishing because CMU gave them so many guns. Like, the Guardian and the Bulldog are very viable on buy rounds.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate how earlier rounds just make everything up for the rest of the game.
Miami, Ohio were very eager to go B.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio, very grouped together, but Central is so spread apart.
Spad trying to get that timing. Successful having Mark II, but not able to get any value off of it.
Already the spike is being planted.
Adam just on a roll. Unfortunately, unfortunately. CMU just having such a hard time on the retake. BeefStroganoff getting 2, getting 3. Not able to get 4 though. And Adam closes out the round.
Yeah, it's awesome play by Beef, but unfortunately just not enough.
Looks like CMU is getting that timeout, hopefully trying to rethink their defense strategy, because like I said, this map is very attack-sided, but somehow Miami, Ohio were essentially able to break the code and get so many rounds on defense, and that's why they're so high up right now.
Yeah, Ohio seems to know this map like the back of their hand, just absolutely.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah, just leading Central into different traps and fights that it's almost astonishing that Central to throw them off during those earlier rounds. But hopefully we can throw them off once again.
I've never, especially with the timeouts, I've never seen CMU do like a very noticeable adjustment. The thing I would like to see personally is they still have, I've yet to see them use short range guns. And it's very viable on Sunset. There's so many little cubbies where you could just have a Bucky or a Judge and you could get 2 or 3. You could get that value off, but CMU so hesitant and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it's the need to want to have distance between them is just really being their downfall. Especially if you're as a group, you could possibly make the Miami, Ohio nervous by pushing in as far as you can go, guns blazing.
And once again, with worse guns, they're grouping up mid for a fight that isn't in their advantage.
Already 2 players down from Central.
yAime able to get 2.
We're on a 3v2. Spike has already been planted. Looks like both teams are trying to regroup.
Yeah, they're trying to get those gun upgrades to make this a better fight. But yAime's just not prepared. And they perfectly timed that peak.
Yeah, Knight absolutely knew that someone was going to be coming out of that.
Yeah, he got yAime mid-air.
Very, very unfortunate. But yeah, how would you predict that they would try and make this comeback?
Honestly, I think they're just putting their priorities in the wrong place. On the save rounds, they should be on the sites. They should all, I believe, in my opinion, they should keep SPAD on one site with the Cypher util, just so they can know if Ohio hit that site, and then they can all be on the same site. They can just gamble. They can just gamble, maybe they'll go this site, and if not, they all play retake together.
Absolutely.
I think they need to prioritize the team plays here, because once again, they back off of A and they have a horrible retake.
Already, people being taken down by Beef. Spike has already been planted. Looks like a huge fight is about to start, and hopefully Beef can survive this. Although his teammates should probably be supporting him.
Ohio definitely recovering from the first initial pick. BeefStroganoff getting caught by that Silva ult, and it's just impossible.
Yeah, he just keeps getting trapped into corners, and unfortunately does not kill the other team fast enough.
It's just so devastating. CMU, we haven't really seen that adjustment they made in the timeout. I'm really curious to see perhaps what they talked about. And then on top of that, it is also possible that maybe we're not really seeing any outcomes because Ohio took that timeout to their advantage and maybe made some adjustments to counter whatever CMU might do, but Ohio's just mowing them down.
Right, absolutely. Honestly, I feel like in my opinion, they need to probably support Beef more because he's the one that's been already 2 of our players already down.
But yeah, I get what you mean. Like, Beef has been able to get those 3-4Ks, and if he just had a little bit more support, maybe even closing out the round with like an ace or just anything. But CMU, they're all very distant from each other.
Yeah, they all have their own agendas to follow through with, and unfortunately it just isn't working out for them.
Yeah, Ohio takes a map to sway CMU's best efforts, and hopefully CMU is able to pull something out for Abyss because they really need that win. They can't let Ohio take that second map. It would be devastating, especially for this momentum. They need it for the morale. They need it for just the overall like team composition when it comes to. It's very important that they win this next map.
Right, and hopefully, Miami, Ohio also probably hasn't
Practiced a lot in Abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be a blind match for both of them.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but I'm really excited to see how this plays out because perhaps CMU's lack of preparation might make them more spontaneous.
Yeah.
Possibly less predictable. Maybe that'll make it harder for Miami, Ohio.
Of course. And yeah, hopefully sometimes spontaneity can be better than a coordinated plan.
Yeah, very predictable, but I guess we'll see after the break.
Seconds left.
Taken out.
Enemy remaining.
Cage triggered.
Enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Shock dart. Back to work. Defeated. Run!
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Welcome back. So we are going into Abyss this time. We are going to see those maybe spontaneous plays. We're going to be able to see how that team dynamic shifts. If maybe because they're not super comfortable on this map, CMU maybe changes up the roles like they do, like switching yAime from Sentinel to Duelist when it comes to certain maps like Ascent or Lotus, or how we just saw he was on Duelist on Sunset.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited to see how this turns out. Maybe having a non-strat would work in their favor, to not play into those common routes.
Yeah, so looks like we're gonna see what CMU is cooking up. We are seeing those hovering two duelists.
Yeah, of course, and going to their classic defaults of characters.
Yeah, so yAime has locked in that duelist again, so not seeing him on that Sentinel. Looks like Spat is very locked into the Cypher. We saw him very particular about how he played, especially with the tripwire. He's trying to get as much as he can. Honestly, really good Sentinel play. Really curious about this possible triple duelist comp.
Yeah, of course. And what can you tell me about, specifically about Abyss?
Abyss, definitely attacker sided. I feel like there's a lot of angles that a lot of maps don't have. They have a lot of high angles and a lot of angles, some in the middle. Makes it really hard to pre-aim, especially with crosshair placement and stuff like that. It's a lot harder because Abyss, everything is not flat like it is maybe on Haven or maybe Ascent. Everything's pretty flat except maybe for Catwalk on Ascent, but Abyss there's just so many wild cards, and especially if you don't know the map very well, we could possibly see CMU or Miami, Ohio falling to those ratting corners, maybe seeing some really good value off of the flank just because of how easy it is to just crawl right in and just go wherever you need to go without the team knowing.
So what I'm hearing is that on top of an unexperienced knowledge of the map, that they might be in for some trouble.
Yeah, so they definitely need to be clearing the corners. They need to be playing together. Most important thing is just communication. I'd like to see a lot more communication from CMU this time, and hopefully
Yeah,
we can get that first map in.
Right, and I would love to see them more working as a team and hopefully taking out Miami, Ohio, with more of a teamwork rather than just straight flanking.
Yeah, I'm personally super interested to see how Spad plays this because Cypher trips on this map super good, super hard for the enemy team to go out of their way to break, especially because they gotta expose their back or behind them, and they have to rely on their teammates holding that for them. It's just so risky. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Miami, Ohio's interested in that Cypher setup.
Yeah, already Miami, Ohio grouped up, but in Central is very much spread out. Bannable and Beef already down.
They did get some good damage before they were down, but Miami, Ohio is super explosive. You're really seeing how that double duelist comp is playing.
Right. Spike is already planted, and Jay is unfortunately just got mowed down by the entire team.
yAime able to get two, trying his best effort, but it's just impossible. Spad getting one, but did take a few hits in the process.
Right, and with a 1v2, and unfortunately just ending it right there.
CMU not super great on their pistols, but they really do try their best. You saw their BeefStroganoff, he got really good value off of that shock dart. He knew they were all rushing. He could tell, he heard all of the footsteps, able to get that value off. Really good play by him.
Absolutely. Being able to use his surroundings and figure out where they might be and predict where their actions would lead them. Just very nice. And I appreciate him going based off of those factors rather than just guessing and hoping for the best.
Yeah, unfortunately, both teams on the opposite ends of the map right now. Comfy waiting for that lurk.
Yeah, Comfy immediately taking him out, and Comfy taking both Bannable and Jay out as well.
Miami, Ohio just scattering to the CMU players, not even concerned with the spike.
Beef once again avenging his fallen soldiers, but unfortunately it just was not enough.
Unfortunately, that is what I would have liked to see last map. You saw them, they gamble stacked A, and even though Miami, Ohio didn't go there, they all died relatively together. They were able to take those fights together, and that's the most important thing we want to see here.
Right, even if it's just taking, as a group, taking only on one player, just being able to take them bit by bit rather than taking them as, like, split off into separate fights is so much nicer and such a relief of fresh air.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. It's so much better to die together as a team than spread out across the map wondering, hey, maybe what would have happened if I peeked with my teammate there? What would have happened if I didn't dry peek or dry swing?
Absolutely. And it looks like Miami Ohio is already splitting up.
BeefStroganoff getting that, even though his position was revealed.
Yeah, absolutely. Spad getting Adam down and just doing a pretty alright trade. Jay securing that win, and hopefully they can continue that streak.
Yeah, I am most excited to see Jay's Yoru tech because he can be a very hard agent. Very big learning curve for Yoru, especially learning all of those timings and stuff like that, but looks like he is getting the kills that he wants to get, and finally seeing Spat on that judge. So excited to see how that goes because I've seen so many plays on Abyss where you just hide in a corner with the judge and you get so much value off of it, combined with the strips. Like, it's so unfortunate Ohio isn't going there.
Right, and it looks like Miami, Ohio is taking a page out of Central's book of trying to keep that group together, and unfortunately Central is all split up.
yAime able to get that first pick, but he is traded. I would really like to see CMU's Yoru maybe use the TP to get to B faster rather than take a very dangerous angle on A.
Absolutely, and with the spike planted, hopefully it'll cause Central to regroup and take out these last 3 remaining players.
Post plant is going to be extremely difficult because no reason for Miami, Ohio to do anything except when they hear the defuse.
Right. And it looks like we're already starting to defuse, which is great.
Spat possibly able to get the defuse, and he does.
A great start for a streak.
Yeah, Bannable smoke there honestly won them the round.
Absolutely can't wait to see what it'll look like from here. Possibly that spontaneity is actually working out for them.
Yeah. Looks like Miami, Ohio is just very indecisive on where they go. I think it is very standard for a Cypher to play on A, and I think that's why they're avoiding it so bad. They don't want to get picked off for no reason, being killed without even being seen.
Absolutely. Central already split off while Miami is working as a group. Hopefully our 2 players there aren't killed off immediately.
They've been entering site relatively the same every time, and CMU hasn't found a good counter for it. Maybe it would be best to maybe play back on Heaven or Link, just because every single time they try to aggress, they immediately back off, and for a few seconds, their backs are to Miami, Ohio. They could have died a lot sooner in the round.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, we are down 2 to 4. Hopefully, they can disable that spike. yAime taking out Comfy.
Central just deciding to save that op and the gun that they have right now because their economy isn't great. And this is a very impossible round, especially with the post plant setup that Miami, Ohio has that's so strong and so, like, almost impenetrable.
And unfortunately, it just wasn't enough, and hopefully that they can recover from this. Because that 2 streak it looked like it was going great. But did you notice that it felt like almost the exact same fight at the start?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Every single time Thunder Knight has dashed in with his Cloudburst, and every single time CMU is just like, whoa, what happened?
Right. Hopefully they'll learn. And if Ohio thinks they can repeat the same actions, that possibly Central can get the upper hand on them.
Miami, Ohio is just super good at being explosive and very hard to counter, I would say. Right now, they're just unsure, and because they're unsure, they're just playing back. They're trying to see what CMU will do, letting them make the first mistake.
Jay getting his all, possibly to take a look at what's going on with the enemy.
Yeah, and using that Yoru to determine where the Sobal will be going.
Spad taking out Knight, which honestly is a great choice, considering Knight has been kind of taking the lead for Miami, Ohio. Although the spike has been planted by Chugs.
yAime has an itch of where a player of Miami might be.
Spad just leading the herd.
Just not able to get that comfy peeking in such a unpredictable manner. yAime not able to adjust.
Hopefully, unfortunately, Miami, Ohio not fooling around with Central's antics. How does it look economy-wise?
Not looking great for CMU. Will be another save round, and you know, CMU, I'd like to see them play on site on this save round. I'd like to see them just play it how they've normally been. Maybe if this round doesn't go super well, maybe call a timeout. I think they need to refresh, reset. This isn't a map they've played on before, so there's probably a lot of observations that they have that they can maybe adjust. And you can see even adjustment right now that CMU's Euro, this TPs and spawn this time, so they can get to be faster, but it looks like Spad is backing off a little too soon.
Oh, absolutely. I would love if they do take a timeout, just now that they've observed what works and what doesn't, that they could probably reconvene. And yAime immediately taking out Knight. That was very clean.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see BeefStroganoff playing the support role for him right now, which is just so optimal. It's what we've been wanting to see. And now Miami Ohio is finally going into the Cypher setup, and this will be ideal for their save round.
Jay absolutely just, no one was expecting him to come out of that corner.
Possibly got a little too greedy with that gun upgrade, but very good save round so far.
Absolutely. Hopefully Bannable can...
At least get one more here.
Right.
Spike planted.
I mean, it would be a miracle to see if he could get it off, but unfortunately that's not the case.
CMU really needs to change up something here.
Absolutely. With how much economy that they're giving them, it's practically free money at this point.
Yeah, so hopefully this is just maybe the map's fault. Maybe it is just super attacker sided and CMU is just struggling defending. They do have two duelists, so theoretically they are better for the attack. So hopefully they just scrounge out a few rounds here and there on defense, and then they absolutely kill it on attack.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what they're going to be doing once they're on the attacking side.
Spad should definitely just back off here. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a losing fight that Spad was very much aware of.
Thankfully he made that decision to not contest them, but it is super hard, but we do have a flank right now going. But they are very expecting it.
Jay trying to get in with the flank, and unfortunately he was unsuccessful. Although I am enjoying how grouped up and both teams are. It'll be a very proper fight.
They just have so much utility for the post plant. It's just impossible. They're pre-firing.
Yeah, unfortunately, just
And
Miami.
they're chasing Spad down.
Yeah, Miami was giving them no chances to reconvene. That just was not worth it.
Miami Ohio wanting to make sure that no guns are left in CMU's hands.
Yeah, they absolutely cornered Spad and just destroyed him.
Looks like Day unfortunately disconnected, but that gives us more time to possibly think about what CMU could be doing better.
Yeah, hopefully this inconvenient error can be an advantage to them in the long run if once he connects back in.
Yeah, it's basically like a timeout, but
like a divine intervention.
But you can see Spad changing up his setup, but it's just so hard. Silva is such a good counter to Cypher because of his shock darts, and whenever Spad wants to take back his tripwire, usually he doesn't get any value off of that tripwire. It either gets broken or it doesn't get used, and it's just, there's not much they can do here. I feel like I would much prefer the deadlock pick here because her wall takes so much to break down, and she has the sound sensors. You can catch the team off guard, and I feel like Cypher has just developed so many counters, and Miami Ohio is fully aware of that.
Right. Out of all of Miami Ohio's agents, what would you consider to be the most deadly out of all of them?
I honestly, controversial. I'm really liking the Reyna pick because Adam his aim is on point.
Oh, yeah.
He can fully utilize the selfish utility that Reyna has with the healing and the dismissing, and he's able to do it in a way that benefits his team. And it's not just a self play. It's not just him trying to frag. It's him genuinely getting those opening picks or genuinely defending, getting 3 as you saw in Sunset. He's doing really good at his role, and he does it super well on a side that a duelist isn't super manufactured for. Usually duelists, they're best on attack, but he was able to get value out of defense, and I think that's the most important thing.
Right.
So hopefully we're able to see just some strategy changes. I'm really hoping that CMU is just, it's really disappointing, but I feel like they have it. If they are explosive, if they just really work the map and they're able to figure out Miami, Ohio before Miami, Ohio figures out them, like, it's super possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really hoping that this pause that we're having right now can possibly be the light outside of the tunnel for Central.
I do like their decision to have the operator going, but I just feel like the placement of the operator isn't super optimal, because you can see the CMU player with the op usually overstays their welcome. They're a little too out in the open, so after they get that first pick, they're immediately traded because they're just vulnerable and they don't have anyone backing them up. And usually on an op, you want to have a Jet or a Raze or a Neon that can immediately get out of there after they get that first pick. But it just feels like yAime's a little too greedy, especially with the kills. So hopefully he can just get one, get out, and CMU can keep that person advantage that they usually give away.
Right. Yeah, it just feels like they throw themselves out there, but there's no second planning.
Right.
Whether that's having someone else backing you up or having an escape plan at the ready.
Already able to get one, and you can see there, Spad used his cage to help yAime get out of there, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, of course. Already, the fight is already starting with Central down to 2 players. Spike is already planted.
Thankfully, this is already a better save round than the other ones that we've seen.
Absolutely. And hopefully Beef can save himself from this corner. Decide not to take that fight.
I feel like something CMU should be utilizing is the fact that Miami, Ohio's, they're willing to peek them.
Absolutely. They're willing to take those more riskier looks.
And
even if it means sacrificing abilities and stuff.
Yeah, CMU should definitely, the best way to put it is essentially bait Miami, Ohio into peeking them, or maybe Miami, Ohio thinking, oh, there's only one person there, and maybe it's actually 3, and then CMU is able to get that off, because Adam, having so much confidence right now, that could be his downfall if CMU properly plays around it.
Right, and if they can even scare Adam enough and get him out of his zone that they could possibly make them nervous, just like they did with previous games.
But yeah, right there, Jay, that's what you want to see on the op. You want to see, as soon as he realizes he's in danger, he gets out of there. Not re-peeking the same angle. And now CMU have the man advantage, and they just have to lay off for a little bit, because Miami, Ohio has to come to them. They don't have to go to Miami, Ohio.
Right, especially since they are not the ones attacking.
Jay able to get Adam. Very good pick there.
Yeah, and Jay's strategies of not going towards the same corner played out well for him.
Yeah, you can see how Miami struggled a little bit there without their space makers.
Right, and I'm honestly very happy to see Central having the upper hand in terms of players. However, hopefully they can detonate or defuse the spike.
Yeah, no, they have all the information. They know where Miami, Ohio is, but just getting caught in so many unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, that was just a whirlwind of ults that just did not play out right for them.
You know, I was really expecting their CMU to completely sandwich them because Miami, Ohio usually playing close play in main, but they weren't able to do that. And so CMU had a really good advantage there, but they just had too many ults, and now CMU is forced on a save.
Right. Yeah, hopefully they can, it would be great to see them come back from this. It would be quite an amazing journey.
Yeah, I'm also really interested to see how Lotus would go on that third map.
But hopefully they're going to be starting out now already, getting some kills.
I liked yAime's positioning there because, like I said, Thunder Knight has been dashing onto there every single time. So yAime was like, I'm going to take this into my own hands, and he sits there waiting. Even though he didn't win the fight, like, the thought was still there for that adjustment.
Absolutely. Knight is quite the confident player, and if they can shake Knight out of that that confidence, it could win them a pretty sizable fight. But unfortunately, they just got backed up into a corner and mowed down.
Only one more round until the swap, so hopefully one more. Maybe activate that 9-3 curse. Hopefully CMU is just better on attack with that double duelist.
Right. And seeing the pattern, are they usually better on the attack rather than the defense? Because these games, it seems like they're more built for the attack.
Their composition is definitely more aggressive, and when used correctly, when CMU finally used all of their util and worked together, they won the rounds by a landslide. They were able to take out almost every single player with no losses. When they finally were like, let's just util dump them, let's just throw everything we have, they were able to win those rounds quite easily. So I'm expecting and hoping that they're just explosive, that their confidence, they just push their ego through the roof, and they just take down Miami, Ohio.
Absolutely. Very nervous for Bannable right now, being practically right in the enemy's faces, and it did not play out well for him. Just getting absolutely destroyed in just a matter of seconds.
Miami, Ohio, really good at the micro adjustments with their aim. Just practically impossible. They just flick to their head, but hopefully, new side, leaving the past behind, CMU winning pistol, getting that second round, and hopefully taking this map back, showing Miami, Ohio that they can thrive on this map, and this is their map.
Yeah, of course, a fresh new start, and hopefully they can make back the 8 points that they need to even just tie it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Miami, Ohio taking an interesting mid push. Don't think yAime's gonna expect seeing 4 players there.
Yeah, I'm quite nervous for him.
He has spotted multiple players, so hopefully that gives Stroganoff the cue to take sight. Spad and yAiime working perfectly together here.
That was, quite an impressive headshot.
They were able to play off of each other there and basically just play ping pong with the Miami, Ohio players.
And it worked out well for them. So now leaving their 3 remaining players to just have to deal with a more even fight.
And you can see Bannable on the flank there.
A very nice flank. Hopefully it'll work out in their favor and they can just put the past behind them.
Miami, Ohio having no information.
One enemy remaining.
Down to just 1. And that is a wrap. That is impressive.
Ohio not able to do what CMU did with that ninja defuse.
Yeah, you can definitely see that they are much more confident on the attack.
Yeah, they were like, even though Adam has been doing super good this game, his aim is on point. Jay was just like, I don't care, I'm gonna peek this guy. He won the fight.
Yeah, absolutely no nervousness coming from Central.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. Just leave the past behind. Those past runs, they didn't happen. This is a fresh start.
Already Central is split up, but so is Miami, Ohio.
yAiime really cautious of this angle.
Yeah, already aware of each other's locations, not making many adjustments.
Miami Ohio backing off there, even though the gun would be beneficial for them there, but they just don't want to risk it.
Beef already planting the spike,
Last player standing.
although losing him and Jay in the process.
And Spat is just too far along from the spike to make anything happen.
Yeah, quite unfortunate, although I would love to see if he could pull this off.
I'd like to see CMU more together on the plants.
Yeah, especially protecting the person that does have the spike or is planning on planting it.
There was just nothing more BeefStroganoff could do there because he was planting the spike. He didn't have enough time to plant the spike and also help Jay. So Jay should have either stayed back or more CMU players should have been on site.
Absolutely, especially since Beef planted it in a corner with his back turned. Just wasn't the trust needed for his teammates was absolutely needed, and Jay did provide, but not many others did. Miami, Ohio, very split.
CMU trying to make a presence all along the map, but I'm able to pick off Jay.
Getting
Yep.
caught up in tons of fire. Spad trying to sneakily make his way over.
He's just not expecting anyone there.
Hopefully they can...
CMU needing a miracle.
Right. Yeah, I'd be very impressed if they could finish this off.
Bannable getting super good headshot through the wall.
Very risky move from Bannable to turn his back on the players.
One player is super low. This is completely impossible for CMU now. Something that looked nearly too hard to manage. It's
Very
all up
nice
to
instincts
Bannable.
from Bannable.
One player is extremely low, so if Bannable is able to get those isolations, like, he's got this in the bag.
I am very impressed by that absolute comeback that Central is having right now. They're taking their time. Unfortunately, Bannable got the best. He got down, but
Yeah, Comfy just had that better timing. There's just too many question marks for Bannable there. He has little to no info.
right.
I probably would have tried to plant in my smoke or plant somewhere a lot safer because he didn't know where they were.
Yeah, but I did enjoy that they took their time with that one. It wasn't just guns blazing. They saw that they were down a few players and tried to be very careful in working with it.
Yeah, no, Bannable, he honestly truly recovered from that, from the 2v4.
Yeah, it was very commendable. Besides two players, looks like Miami, Ohio is pretty grouped together in a huge firefight.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio, you saw them. They were super confident. They're like, we're just going to push them. And Central they were able to come out on top.
Yeah, it was just not Miami's day this round. And Spike is already planted. Central is way more confident on the attack rather than the defense.
Just giving Miami, Ohio nothing to work with. Unfortunately, getting two there probably shouldn't have happened. It is a 2v2 now.
Right, evening the playing field.
They have no reason to peek into Adam right now. They should just be playing back. This is a very important round.
Hopefully they can...
Player standing.
There we go.
Bannable getting that clutch again.
Good on Bannable for just taking a step back, letting his fellow teammate take care of it, and then when everything went wrong, always having a backup plan to get that win.
Yeah, CMU should definitely be taking into consideration more that in post-play, Ohio has to come to them. It's all up to CMU how the pacing of the round goes.
Absolutely, especially since, yeah, they're the ones with the spike. The round's only gonna progress once they do.
Mm-hmm. Bannable able to sneak past through the wall, but he is waiting for his team.
Right. It looks like Miami, Ohio tried to do the same strat that they did last time.
By a miracle, the deadlock ult misses.
Huge firefight, and Central is down 3 players.
Thankfully, they're being cautious of the lurk. Hopefully they suspect Adam here and clear it, because it would just be devastating. Adam could get both, if we're being honest here.
Right, with that huge firefight, absolutely just waiting for him.
Stroganoff able to trade. Hopefully he's able to get this clutch scenario. Would probably mean a lot to him because of how well he's been performing.
Yeah, Beef has been a total team player, and if he could win this, it would be awesome.
It's just too quiet. Miami, Ohio, they have the read.
Being safe, checking out the area.
30 seconds left.
Unfortunately, there's just nothing he can do, and Miami, Ohio take a bit.
Super unfortunate. But honest, they tried their best. It was a new map, and now that they've seen more of it, hopefully the next time they're on this map, they can figure out a better strategy.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was the comfort. You could see Adam was very confident on those angles. He, like his crosshair, especially there, you just saw when he was holding that. He just knew, like it immediately hit their head. They walked into his crosshair just super confident. Just maybe more practice there, CMU would have came out up on top. So hopefully they take that into consideration, maybe play on Abyss more. But yeah, so thank you for tuning in. Any last words?
Our next map will be Lotus.
We're done.
Oh, well.
So yeah, that'll be it for the stream. Thank you for tuning in.
See you guys later.
You tried to be a